All right, let's move on now to the third email today. And the third email today comes to us from Talyor Manchester, who writes, "Hey, John, one of the video game movie projects that I've felt could break the video game movie curse is Five Nights at Freddy's, coming out of Blumhouse. Problem is, where the hell is it? They've been talking about it for over a year, and I've seen nothing. What's going on with that movie? I can't wait anymore." All right, thanks a lot for that email, man. And yes, Five Nights at Freddy's, they have been talking about it for a while. We know Chris Columbus is going to be on to direct it. That's good news. It's over at Blumhouse, which is amazing. But we haven't heard a lot. I don't know if you guys remember, I talked about this a couple of years ago when the news first came out that they were looking at doing a Five Nights at Freddy's. No horror video game. I've never found any horror video game scary. Never. Never once have I found a horror video game scary. That doesn't mean there aren't good horror video games. There are. But I've just never felt creeped out or fear or anything that you want to feel playing a horror video game. I've just never felt it. Until it was after the news of Five Nights at Freddy first kind of surfaced that they were talking about doing a Five Nights at Freddy movie. So Anna and I are laying in bed right night, getting ready to go sleep, and I got my tablet, and I thought, you know what? I should download this game. I should download this game. I should give it a shot. Because everybody's talking about it's going to be a movie. I'll download this little stupid mobile game and give it a shot. I played about 5 minutes of that game, and I had to lean over and turn on the bedside lamp because I didn't want the room to be dark anymore. It is Five Nights at Freddy's. It's just the way they constructed it became the first game I ever played that actually succeeded in creeping me out. And after that happened, I became instantly more intrigued about the possibility of a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now, the creator of the game, Scott, I always mispronounce his name, so I got it written down here, Cawthon. Scott Cawthon, the creator of the game, he's actually developing the script for it as well. And he just recently put up some comments about why this thing, where is this movie, why has it been delayed? And Scott said the following, he said, "I had a script written, Jason Blum liked it, and Chris Columbus liked it too, but I tossed it. I had a different idea for it, one that I liked better. I take responsibility for this delay. It's my fault. I'm sticking to what I've always said. Either the right movie gets made or no movies get made." He goes on to write, "I hate delaying a project that's already seen so many delays, but I have to go with my instincts on what I think will be exciting and interesting and what I think the fan base will really want to see. If that means I have to start over 10 more times, then that's what I'm going to do. The good thing is that each attempt gets better and better, in my opinion. So, despite the delays, it's going in the right direction." Again, that comes from Scott Cawthon, who is the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's and is apparently working on the script as we speak. There is some good stuff in what he's saying, but also something I think that he, as a less experienced screenwriter, should be wary of. On the one hand, you like hearing that somebody's taking their time. You like hearing that a creator doesn't want to put out something that's subpar. You love hearing that. That's good. That's good stuff. And you like that somebody is aware enough to not fall so in love with their own work that they're not willing to take it and trash it and try to do better. You got to respect that, and you got to like that. At the same time, as a creator, I remember George Lucas used to talk about this a lot. George Lucas used to say, if you delayed releasing your movie until you have it perfect, you're never releasing your movie because you are never going to feel it's perfect. There's always something different you can do. You know, and George once also famously said, no movie has ever truly been finished. It's just that the filmmakers hit a point where it's like, okay, this is something we can release, but it's never truly finished the way the filmmaker really wanted to do it. And that's the truth. At some point when you're a creator, you have to say, not is this, good enough, but is it, okay, I'm 80% there. I'm just about there. This is something we can put out. Because one of the things you do have to be aware of with a property like Five Nights at Freddy's is that there is, I believe with Five Nights at Freddy's, a little bit of a ticking clock. Five Nights at Freddy's, I would contend, is not as popular today as it was, say, a year or two ago. I don't think that's a stretch to say that. I also don't think it's going to be as popular 1 year from now as it is today. There is a shrinking window of opportunity to take advantage of the popularity of the game, of the IP recognition, of all that stuff that you want to have with a built-in audience that you bring into your movie, right? That is going to start diminishing. So while I absolutely admire and applaud the philosophy of I've got to make the right movie, at some point as a creator, and I'm not saying he's hit this point yet, but at some point as a creator, he's going to have to go, okay, I think it's good, and the people I'm working with, Jason Blum, we got Columbus, they're all saying this is really good and we should go for it. But I still think I could do a little bit better. At some point, you're just going to have to put a block on that and say, you know what? No, this is good. And I've taken it almost as far as it can go. And at some point, we do have to put this in motion. At some point, we do have to actually make this movie and realize that no movie and no script is ever really completely done. And just kind of accept that and understand that and move on from that. So if he's able to do that, then, they'll be off on a good foot. But if they keep delaying, he's going to find himself getting into trouble a little bit. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's good news that he's delaying right now, but I'm just saying at some point, he's just going to have to hit the brakes and say, okay, we are in a good place right now. Let's move forward. I just hope he's able to do that when the time comes. Let's move on now to the final email of the day. And the final email today comes to us from Myron W., who writes, Captain Marvel is coming up here pretty fast. You're damn right it is. It is ridiculous how fast Captain Marvel is coming up, actually. Is coming up here pretty fast. Obviously, it's not going to do Infinity War kind of business. But I'm wondering if you think Captain Marvel will be able to repeat the Black Panther sort of box office results, or if you think it'll be closer to Ant-Man 2 sort of box office results. All right. Thanks a lot for the question, Myron. And yes, we do have Captain Marvel coming up here pretty quick. One trailer's already dropped. I liked the first trailer, but it didn't blow a lot of people away. And to me, that's fine. It's a first trailer. I'm more interested in the second trailer. Alita Battle Angel is a good example of that. But, not a ton of people completely blown away by the Captain Marvel trailer. But I think there's a lot of excitement around it. You got this Academy Award winner who's leading the movie in Brie Larson. The trailer was solid. It's Marvel's first true female lead movie. There's a lot of milestones being broken here, and there's a lot of anticipation. But the question that Myron brings up, okay, we can assume at this point that Captain Marvel's going to do well. I think that's safe to say. Captain Marvel's going to do well, right? We know that. It's going to make money. It's going to be profitable. But at this point, it's fun to kind of speculate, like Myron's bringing up, how profitable will it be? Look, Black Panther came out, broke some milestones, all that kind of stuff, broke the $1 billion mark. Ant-Man 2 was a great fun movie, super big hit, $622 million. So here's the question for Captain Marvel sitting right in the middle. When Captain Marvel comes out, and it's going to be a hit, but will it be Black Panther $1.3 billion kind of a hit? Or will it be Ant-Man and the Wasp $700 million kind of a big hit? Which way is the general movie-going audience going to lean? Because I'll tell you right now, as of right now, I do not sense the same kind of enthusiasm and anticipation for Captain Marvel as I did for Black Panther at this point leading up to Black Panther. Because at this point leading up to Black Panther, the energy and the excitement was already kind of off the scales, right? People were already buzzing. I mean, we didn't see it having a $170 million opening weekend, but we could tell it was going to be big. And right now, I just don't feel that same kind of early advance excitement and buzz and energy for Captain Marvel as we do for Black Panther. On the other hand, I'm sensing a lot more excitement for it than Ant-Man 2. Look, and I loved Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is one of the most underrated MCU movies. And I really enjoyed Ant-Man 2. But because there are barriers being broken here, I am sensing more buzz and more chatter for a Captain Marvel movie than I did for Ant-Man and the Wasp. So where do I think this whole thing is going to land? I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to cop out by saying right in the middle, because that would be an easy cop out. Although I do believe it'll be closer to the middle than to either of them. I'm thinking Captain Marvel is going to land closer to the Ant-Man and the Wasp totals. I'm thinking, and look, I reserve the right to change my mind as we get closer to the movie, but for now, this far out, I'll make an early prediction that I reserve the right to change. But I'm going to make an early prediction that Captain Marvel is going to come in the $700 to $800 million range. I don't think it'll join the $1 billion club. I don't think it's getting that type of advanced buzz. I don't think it's going to have a $170 million opening weekend like Black Panther did. I think in this little scale we've got set up Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's going to tip more towards Ant-Man and the Wasp.